It's all new with less carbs and more negativity.
Get it out. Get it out of me.
Get ready for Nobody Likes Onions.
Hi, welcome to the show. It's Patrick. I'm a guy. I scream all the time. I have diabetes, high blood pressure. And you might say to yourself, Patrick, you know what makes you different from all these guys with these podcasts? There's a million views with the wall. Oh, did you make a logo? Are you playing radio? Nice. Been playing radio since I was in high school. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Fun Day. It's a bonus program for addicts of Patrick Melton. This show, there could be, by the way, like the program, subscribe to the program, hit the notification bell. We'll let you know every time I'm about to go on one of my melties. Melton's Melties. Sounds like an ice cream topping. I do have a full glass of alcohol here tonight. I think I'm developing a drinking problem, Alcoholism does run in my family. Is this Westworld? Yeah. I'm actually a robot. Welcome to the program. Follow us on Twitter at NLO. Follow us on Instagram at Nobody Likes Onions. And if you're listening to the audio version of the program, God bless you. And by the way, YouTube people don't know this either. We do RSS feeds. We started way before video was a thing and YouTube was a thing, 2005. So we're all about the audio. I'm late on everything. So, if you're on YouTube, feel free to go subscribe to the podcast if you'd rather listen to all my drivel. I know it's a lot, so a lot of people prefer to hear it in the car. My voice is somehow comforting in traffic because I scream a lot. And then also, same for Overdose members. You get access to an RSS feed just for Overdose members. Again, use promo code Bijou. I think we're going to start doing with Overdose is market pricing. Everyone, every time you go sign up for Overdose on our website, nobodylikesonions.com/overdose. I apologize. I did cram several bong rips in right before we began. I'm going to try to not do that for the rest of the show until later. Until I can't not anymore. If you're not familiar with the program or you're new here, I'm allergic to what they call the devil's lettuce. I smoke a lot of that herbaceous greenery. I tend to ramble. And Sunday fun days are just that. They're Sunday fun days. You've had a hard weekend hanging out with your parents, your kids, your wife, your husband. We don't gender shame here. Men's is welcome. Women's is welcome. Irma wants to get rid of the old ball and dick she's fucking, just like everybody else wants to get rid of that old pie they call a lady. What am I talking about? This is some of the worst improv. No wonder Second City won't call me back. Let's check in with the chat. Jay got lots of torque. I don't know what that means, but I do like it as a shirt. Can we have an intervention for Jay? I don't know why I just said that and why. But first of all, Jay check, is he even here? Is this worth doing? Now that Jay and I aren't friends anymore, I can say so much of the things that are on my mind. I'm telling Jay what he. We got in this conversation about merch, and he's selling T-shirts that say, try a joke, but it's a red shirt and joke is written like Coke in the same font with the logo mark, word mark, whatever. And it's like, we're not doing this. This is 2004 dad barbecue wear, okay? And I know that when you're working in, yeah, that's true. When you're working in the Midwest, that's what time it is. We're not doing logos anymore. We're not doing the 7-Eleven logo as a 69. Come on. This is not current. I'm telling you, try it in the city. I told you what to do. That photo from the thing. You tell that story, and then you hold that photo up, really blown up big on the front. Don't put your name anywhere on it. And then put that bit on YouTube and make everyone else do the work for you. When people ask what's on that shirt, make them tell the story. And then make them explain that they can't tell the story well. And they'll send them to YouTube to see the bit. Put a QR code on the sleeve to the bit. I'm telling you. And you don't even have to make the bit public. Put an unlisted video of the bit up and a QR code on the sleeve so that if anybody ever wants to watch the bit, they've been to the show, they bought the shirt, they can scan the QR code. You got to start thinking about merch in the fifth dimension. You can't make a joke T-shirt. Different POV on merch. Yeah. But one of us is 54. And one of us is still in our early 30s. Is that considered early 30s? I turned 43 in November. Is that considered early 30s? The way I see it, 41, 42, 43 is early. 44, 45, 46 would be mid 40s. And 47, 48, 49 is late 40s. That's fair. You chop it up 3. Early, mid, late. That's an even distribution. Otherwise, you got to go, I feel like you got to go 41, 42 early, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47 mid, and 48, 49 late. Jay said, and one of us isn't out doing shows. Yeah, I find comedy to be gay now. Yeah, I can't get, I get it. I'm unbookable. It's great. It's fine. I'm telling you, one day when I rule over this land, I'll remember my friends. And by the way, I consider Jay one of my friends. He's a very nice boy. Jay's been nothing but nice to me and good to me and really tried to get me work. It didn't work out. That's not true. I've done a lot of stuff. And he's a very nice boy. I can understand him completely Heismaning me, though. And just for shoving me. I'm a toxic barrel of garbage, and people in this scene don't want anything to do with me. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to win everybody over except Casper and Ty. I'm telling you. And by the way, I got no other problems. They said because they didn't like your merch. Yeah. I love selling merch when I'm doing sets around town. I always sell merch locally. I'm thinking about actually setting up a guacamole station after shows, where you come after the show, you come out, I'm sitting there with a mortar and pestle, and I have a guacamole bar. It's build your own guac. I do all the work. You don't even have to do the mashing. Put in some tomato, put in some onion powder, put in some salt and pepper, maybe a little garlic powder. You put in some chopped onion, maybe white onion only, very fine. A little lime juice. I'd call it Patrick's homemade guacamole. Chips are extra. I don't trust a salsa place that also sells chips. You know. Because first of all, what are the odds the salsa guys who are also making a buck off the chips have picked out the best chips? You know. They're buying bags of what? Tostitos restaurant style. Opening up family size bags and divvying them up into paper bags. There's always like a stapled paper bag of grease soaked paper, tortilla chips. Anyway, it's just a merch commentary. The chat can let you know no one in a sophisticated city wants to buy a Have a Joke shirt. We don't like logos of companies we know. We're against corporations. You might say, Patrick, you fat, ignorant fuck. Do you think that any of the money goes to the Coca-Cola Corporation when you buy a parody t-shirt? And I'll say to you, first of all, lower your fucking voice when you talk to me over the internet in my head. It's enjoy joke, dummy. Oh, enjoy joke. That's even better because it's not proper English. Boy, do I have egg on my tits. I probably do. I'm going to be honest with you. I had a sandwich earlier. An egg sandwich. Do you ever think about somebody posted this on our Facebook group, but do you ever think about old foods that were really common to eat in 1990? It would be considered insane. Like the concept of deviled eggs. And I guess they rose to prominence in the 70s. Everybody in the 70s had a dish under their counter. Old people all have this. Go ask your nan, or her nan. And they all had a dish under the counter that held perfectly. It had divots for a dozen half eggs. It was like a deviled egg platter. That's how common deviled eggs were. People loved it. You cut an egg and you hard boil your eggs. You want a deviled egg recipe? Mwah. You want to talk about healthy? Now, I guess for low carbs, if you just want to house eggy mayo, it's great. But people loved them. You take eggs, you hard boil them. You cut them in half. You take all the yolks out. You you mix them up with like 50-50 yolk and mayo, salt, pepper, and the secret, at least Southern style, you want to do this. You could do a little mustard, but you could also dice up really fine some sweet pickles and put those in there just a little bit for some texture and color, and then also a splash of that sweet pickle juice. And then you spoon that back, not yet with the paprika. Then you take spoons and you make, dollops into the hollowed out eggs. And then you lay those out on the platter, and then you sprinkle over top paprika. And it's a white egg with a yellow. And if you don't have that paprika splashed on the top, it looks like a very, very gross white, unappetizing goo mounds. And people loved that stuff. Why are you hating on deviled eggs? Do you hate paprika? Did paprika hurt you when you were a kid? No, I'm saying they were great. People ate them all the time. But I consider them, like if you went over to somebody's house and they served you deviled eggs today, it'd be like, that's a bit of an anachronism. You know what I mean? This doesn't feel right. We're doing deviled eggs? First of all, these were usually served at parties as like finger foods or barbecues and stuff like that. And like, what were you supposed to do? Sit around? When food is like that, you sit there and you can eat so goddamn much of it. You can just eat a deviled egg before you know it. This reminds me of these, I used to love to get these pears at H-E-B, actually. They were these dehydrated halved pears. So they would like cut and core a pear, cut it in half, and just dry it out. And when you got it, it was this like gummy, leathery, super intense pear flavor. Like, like an adult fruit roll-up, but like thick. They're so delicious, so good. But you'll sit there and you'll be eating, you'll be on your 8th one of those, and you're like, I've just eaten 4 pears. And that's too much fructose for anybody. This is why I watch the show. Recipes for hors d'oeuvres with 3 ingredients. Next up, how to make ham and cheese crackers. Nailed it, CF. This is why we like you. Your zingers always miss somehow. Even if you do have a good point, you'll fuck it up. Jay, oh shit, I was referring to Patrick like a patty melt. Ty, Andre, Giant, Roddy Piper team up. Whoa. What else? Ambrosia salad. Yeah, this one was crazy. This might be a Southern thing, right? Was this a Southern thing? Ambrosia was insane. It was like orange slices, grapefruit, pecans or walnuts or something, a shaved coconut. Apples. It always had like, apple chunks, just a crunchy apple. I think it had marshmallows or something. Maybe. It's such a weird, like, what is it? Is this dessert? Is this food? It's called salad. Oh, it had a Cool Whip dressing. Yeah, so the whole thing would just be stirred together with Cool Whip. And eventually, like the oranges and the apples. It was no good fruit. There was never like strawberries and pineapples and kiwi. It was always like apples, coconut, nuts, and oranges and grapefruit. Ambrosia salad is for people who touch their children. Ambrosia is one of the dumbest foods on earth. Yeah, it was fucking awful. Maybe it had sugar in it too, but I think the Kool-Aid probably sweetened it. It was so dumb. And then eventually everything would get watery and just drip down to the bottom. Ooh, more apples, please. Nobody wanted the apples. The apples just sat there. This all sounds like poor people hors d'oeuvres. You're probably right. 100% we were poor. So you're not wrong. I mean, that doesn't hurt my feelings. I grew up in Florida, in a garbage swamp. Literally, like that was the swamp everyone jumped their garbage in. That was my house. You ever dump some paste picante sauce on a block of cream cheese and then you microwave it, right? Or it's just like Velveeta and salsa. You just microwave that together. Like that was a dip. 7-layer dip was a big thing. Do you remember 7-layer dip? Let's see if I can remember what 7-layer dip was. This was supposed to be like white people's version of like what real Mexicans eat. It was like, okay, I think it was like cheese, sour cream, lettuce, tomato, beans, cheese, sour cream, lettuce, tomato, beans, maybe jalapenos or some kind of pepper or salsa. And what else? 7-layer dip. People loved this. I'll make a 7-layer dip. It was born out of the whole casserole era. People loved making food that came in a big dish, serving a whole dinner that you could pre-prepare, throw it in the fridge, pull it out in a big tray, throw it in the oven, and have it ready at a certain time. What were the 7 layers? What the fuck is this guy talking about? Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. What else do we have? Ambrosia salad, string cheese. People still eat string cheese. That's very popular in the supermarkets. Let's see here. 3-bean salad. This is something I would have never eaten. If somebody brought this, I can't even imagine what is it. It's probably like navy beans, pinto beans, and a red bean of some sort, I imagine. And this would be literally like, what would the dressing be? There'd have to be some sort of dressing on that. They'd have like 3 beans and they'd like chop up something and mix that in there with that. This motherfucker don't know 3 types of beans. Yeah, I do. I just don't know what kind of beans would be in that. You know what I mean? Well, like kidney beans. I think it would probably be like like white, like a lima bean, a kidney bean, and a pinto or a navy bean. Something like that. Kidney, green, and garbanzo. Oh, garbanzos. Oh, yeah, give it a little crunch. Give it some texture. Cream cheese on unnecessary celery sticks. Oh, yeah, we always used to load celery sticks up with stuff, right? Ants on a log. There was celery stick, peanut butter, and raisins. This is just how you get retarded babies to eat food. Anything better than the chick who drugged all the guests at her wedding? That was epic. What? Black olives. I never in my life. Remember when people would always get that on their pizza? It's like, what are you, out of salt? Yeah, the ants on a log, definitely. I'm a semi-amateur Mexican, and we made 7-layer dips. I'm not a professional Mexican. I've never been paid to be a Mexican. I love this as a slogan. This motherfucker don't know 3 types of beans. This motherfucker don't know 3 types of beans. Okay, you get it. I sound drunk when that effect's on. Ham bone soup after Christmas. This was big. Or you even go buy a ham hock at the grocery store just for seasoning. You didn't make greens or green beans or like soup. You would put a ham hock in with like black eyed peas on New Year's. Any type of like greens, okra, green beans, you season that shit with ham. You season it with a ham hock. Oh my God. Southern cooking. This is why everyone's fat. Italian dressing in with the beans. Ugh. So you got garbanzo, kidney, and Italian wax beans. Ugh, God. I can feel the layer on my teeth. Wax beans if you're poor. Yeah. I love the fact that if you're eating you know what we would have for dinner would be like lima beans and rice. Like that would be like dinner. You'd like ham hock, lima beans, and rice. Just flavored beans and rice. So, and by the way, I'd eat it on a paper plate. So if you're asking if I was poor, yes. Yes, I was poor. The sad thing is my dad made good money. He just drank it all. Oh, God, the number of time the police came over, took him to jail. The trouble he was in, guys. You wouldn't believe it. Coleslaw. Yeah, my fiance loves coleslaw. Kathleen. How much sheet cake did you have in the summer? Yeah, you would always just grab a sheet cake at the grocery store. And I'm from Florida, so we had Publix, which, epic stuff. This whole bit is remember when people invited me to parties. No. I'm just thinking like what old party food was. You would never like when someone says today, like I drank a glass of milk. Does something in your brain go like, what? Pardon me? Who's drinking a glass of milk in 2022? Who wants thick, viscousy cow goo? Cow titty goo. It's gross. Unless you're Santa Dunkin' cookies, eating cereal, or cooking. You don't need milk. You don't need a glass of milk. You also don't need a glass of orange juice. No matter what Toucan Sam tells you on the radio. Do you guys still watch Toucan Sam on the radio? God, I did love a sheet cake. I watched my girlfriend drink milk raw, dog. Fuck. Yeah, that's gross. That's gross. I'd have a talk to her about that. You know, a lot of people have lactose sensitivity, not necessarily intolerance, but sensitivity that they don't even know about. You don't feel good. You're always like lethargic and stuff. You can have a real, like, try not eating dairy or cutting way back on it for, like, obviously, like, if you're going to have a pizza, there's going to be some cheese on there. But you don't need to have a glass of milk if your tap has water available. Or, by the way, you know, have a soda. I don't give a shit. Live your world. But try just not doing dairy and see how your body reacts to that. Lowers the risk of type 2 diabetes. Save yourself. It's too late for me. Save yourself. But anyway, I love the shirt, Jay. Keep selling them. You're doing great. What do I know? You're right. I'm an old, washed up has-been. It'll never be worth anything. Cheers, everybody. How's your Sunday going? What are we going to do tonight? Look, I wanted to get... First of all, let's say this. I don't really have that many problems with people in the Vegas community. And lately we've been like scrounging around the Vegas group going like, look at these idiots on this Zoom show, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, okay. But that's easy to do. But who really deserves it are the Ty Riveras. Now, I'd like to move on from Ty Rivera. It was pointed out to me the other day by nobody in particular that Ty is reposting the same video like 3 times, almost like Josh Denny does on Twitter, like retweeting himself constantly. I went over and looked at Josh Denny's Twitter. Now, I didn't tweet for 2 years. I came back to Twitter firing hard this year. And when I say firing hard, I mean 2 tweets a week. Because, you know, I don't have a mental illness, so I don't really care. I don't even, by the way, have notifications on if anybody tweets at me or likes anything. I'll see it when I get back into the app. I don't need to be pulled into Twitter. That's not a thing. So, like, that's my bored inbox, like while I'm shitting or something. So don't be offended if I don't reply to you right away on Twitter. I don't normally see it right away. But I went over and looked at Josh Denny's account and went over on that Social Blade site where you can kind of analyze Twitter activity. Josh Denny tweets 17 times a day. 17 times a day. Little snippets of longer podcasts, fun-sized Ty clips, more TikTok-sized shit. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not even convinced that that's, you know what I mean? Because again, it doesn't, go look, like dive into the numbers. I don't, like, we've analyzed it. We've shown it. You know, I don't care. And by the way, let people follow him and be disappointed. I'd love to see the unfollow rates. Or are they not even subscribing? Is he just getting views like on YouTube Shorts, Reels, or whatever? So either way, I don't care. But there's got to be people like Ty in every comedy community around the country, if not the world. I get your messages. I get your DMs. I know of a couple. But if you have a Ty Rivera, if you have a Josh Denny, if you have one of these guys that you think we should take a little look at, then let's take a little look at. Why not? Why not? Let's see what's going on in your town. Philadelphia. Let's see what's going on, DC. Let's see what's going on, Atlanta, Birmingham, Shreveport, Ocoee. I don't know. There has to be a slew of this kind of shit. Phoenix has about a dozen of them. But I'd love you to point me in the direction. You know, you guys know what we like here. And I would appreciate you guys pointing me out to any scandals, drama. We have a weird, like, bitch-ass posting culture in all the Vegas groups here. Where, like, somebody will be like, this motherfucker, what was that guy's name everybody was going after? Corey Perretta? Perlman? Rhea Perlman. Everybody wants to post and talk mad shit, but nobody wants to say what's happened. And I post on there like, does anybody want to fill me in if I don't know what's going on, and everybody likes that post. It's like, what the fuck? Is this a troll? Am I being trolled? Are you guys getting me? Are you guys the getters of me? Corey Perella storyteller or something like that. Carmen Sandiego. Storage 2 men in a truck. Tony Paella, truth sayer. You guys know who I'm talking about? Fucking Alex Ansel knows this guy. Everyone knows what's going on with this guy in Vegas comedy, but nobody will say it. And it's a common thing on the, like, Vegas groups where people just call the, like, half-ass call people out. To the motherfuckers who think the way to get booked on my show is this, it's like, that's one person. Why don't you just talk to them? And if you want to call somebody out publicly and make it about you, dummy, because that's what it is, pounding on your chest. How about you just fucking, like, say what you want to say? What is this thing everyone's doing where they're, like, pretending your online presence matters? You know, 5 years ago, I used to think, one day you'll be trying to get a job and people are going to look back and find a Facebook photo, or, you know, if you ever had a podcast, it's like, no. Everybody's had a podcast. Everybody's been nude on Facebook. Everybody's got a dick pic leak. Everybody's got a hacking. Everybody's got an iCloud. You think any of that ever is going to matter again? You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. By the way, the only thing that matters is if you're at a Trump rally. Can you believe Trump might run again? What the fuck is this dope thinking? Never heard of him. What's the real name? I don't know. I'm asking you. Corey, something Perella storyteller. And he, like, changed his name because he had trouble. Somebody will fucking know. Leave it in the comments. Also, like the video, freaks. You know how embarrassing and hurtful it is when you don't like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. For my ego, for my fans, for my hardcore ego. You know, don't worry about it. You don't have to really like it. Just do it. I won't, hold you to it. No one's going to pull you over in court and be like, why'd you like the video if you think he's a racist hate monger? He said that was fine. He said he wouldn't hold me to it. Watch the video. Bookmark this page for court. Holy shit, we have fun on Sundays, don't we, guys? Choose your character. All right, let's go. I found out Josh Denny tweets 17 times a day. 17 times a day. Phil Pareto. Oh, is that the guy? Phil Pareto. Well, who's something? Tell us this storyteller. That might not be a bad guy. So I apologize for that. Tony Parappa the Rapper. Yeah. That is the guy. We have to testify now? Maybe. Up to the DA, you know what I mean? Imagine tweeting 17 times a day and having the nerve. And by the way, you watch this show. Like, you know, we don't get a lot of live viewers. Right now we're at 36. Thank you. Oh, we just lost one. We just lost two. What's going on? Because I said that. Is that a bit? You all leave? Half of Denny's responses are his. Yeah. It's all smoke and tears. You go on that social blade. You go on this social blade. It's like what you see is that, first of all, he's following 600 people a day, 200 people a day, unfollowing 5, unfollowing 6. Following 813 people a day. He's following 26,000 people now. And it shows his following up 150, up 3, up lose 22, up 80, down 34, up 260, up 50, up 3, down 6, break even. 125,000 followers. It's like these numbers don't make sense. And some days he's tweeting 33 times, 24 times. He's averaging 16 to 17 tweets a day. I don't even know what to say. You're also like flat at fans. Down 400, down 400. Look at this. How do you have these crazy swings? And look at the coincidence here, by the way. You lose 18,000 followers. This is as far back as the data goes. This is as far back as it goes. July 18th. 18,300 followers in one day he loses. The next month, he gets 5,000. Weird round number. Okay. The next day he loses 6,000. So it's like these ones he bought were bots. Loses them immediately. Gives up. For a year, flatlines. The pandemic hits. July 2020. Takes off. Gets 6,800 followers. Loses them. Back down to no gain. Loses 1,000. Gets 3,000. Back down to no gain. All of a sudden, 6,500. Back down to no gain. No activity for this year and a half. This is all YouTube correction. Twitter correction. Look at this graph. It all starts July. It's flat. Boom. Matches up with July here. Boom. 2021. It's all like, this doesn't just happen. You have to like do this. Monthly likes. How's it flat for a year and a half? July 2020. What happens? Up. July 2020. is when it starts. July 2020 is when it starts. July 2020 is when it starts. And by the way, what is this follow for follow scam? How are you following 600 people in a day, 200 people, 800 people in a day? How are you following 26,000 people? The chat knows half of Denny's tweet responses are himself. Maybe, I don't know, Pareto was chased out of the scene for next to nothing. These are fake. This is very characteristic for someone buying followers. Now, look, I want to show you. I've never been to My Social Blade. Ever. Couldn't care less. I didn't tweet for over 2 years. And then I started tweeting hard this year and lost like 100 followers. Maybe more. And then I've been slowly gaining back a few. Like, I still piss people off and lose them. But after 2 years of coming back and starting tweeting again, of course I'm going to lose some people. They forgot I was on their fucking shit. But anyway, so there you go. I'm a loser. So I'm going to show you mine. Let's see. Like, I've never even thought about looking this up. Who gives a shit? It's all Josh. See my history? It's all Josh Denny. P. Melt. And I get no likes either, which you'll see. I have a C+ grade. Followers gained weekly, -24 for the last 30 days. Following for the last 30 days, 2. Tweets for the last 30 days, 57. So I lied about 2 a week. I'm way more. Oh, look, here in this whole period, I followed one person. Look at my numbers. Up 1, down 2, up 2, down 1, down 3, up 1, up 4, up 2, down 4, up 3. Recalibrating, losing the people who forgot I existed. This is what unfucked with Twitter looks like. And if you think these are like wild swings, look at the numbers. And remember, Josh's endpoints here were 10,000. These are not the kind of numbers one buys. I didn't buy 160 followers in 1 month. Hold on. Why is this -160 and this is up 160? Is that some kind of metric correction? Because that's odd. I'll even admit that's weird. I don't have those numbers. Look at my numbers. But I don't think you can go. Can you buy 160 followers? And by the way, it's net. So I don't know. What is this one? $136 likes. So look, I wasn't tweeting all these years. And then I start tweeting this year. I'm getting nothing. Start tweeting this year. 2022. Boom. This is weird because I can't imagine what that is. my name on Twitter is Patrick Melton, creator of the chicken sandwich. So just so you see the difference, these are 10,000 swings. And by the way, with all that manipulation, I'm a C+, he's a B-. We're right next to each other. So is it worth it? All this shit? I don't know how Twitter works. I'm not into gaming the system. It's so weird. He has so little followers everywhere else. He's been doing this follow back manipulation shit for years. Again, how's he following 800 people in a day? No, you're fucking with bots and stuff. It's all like, you know what I mean? It's just weird algorithm shit. Yeah, algorithm for these platforms are rigged, arbitrary, and stupid. I can't really fault anyone for dropping a few bucks to manipulate them. But if they're bragging about their followers, that's all it is. This dude does nothing but brag. You're going to have the audacity to watch my show, you insecure son of a bitch. Move on with your life. Don't worry about what we're doing over here. We're losers in a tin can. You're the biggest out of it all together. Okay. Holy shit. You're hanging out with dinosaurs. Josh has this thing built up in his head where he's like, I got Gavin McInnes and Anthony Cumia. They're some of my best friends. He thinks of them that way. Guaranteed. It's like, these guys live on another coast. You're grist for the mill, my friend. They will chew through you, as they have with so many Dave Landows. I can't even fucking imagine it. The delusion level. And what's crazy is like how well you're doing overall. Like, you can talk all the shit you want. I've got 4 tour dates around. By the way, you tweeting, I'm going to finish this year off with, bitch, it's July. Little premature to be wrapping it up, isn't it? You have 4 censored TV shows. And you're like, you call that a tour? Great. By the way, great. Do it. You can't even announce where they're going to be. You're scared of haters showing up and trolls. Who gives a shit? Turn it into a fucking show. Let the hater yell their shit. They're usually fucking nervous, autistic spazzes anyway. You know? So let them all see all your shit. We've all seen the video of Anthony Cumia spiraling out at some dude who showed up just to troll him. Come on. What's the point? What's the point of the chest pounding? What's the point of you retweeting 3 times? Come on, head over to gumroad.com and follow me. Gumroad.com, are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed at all? A little bit. A little bit. Because old Josh Denny that I know would be screaming, ha! Gay! If we found out a motherfucker was on Gumroad. You've done Patreon. You've done podcasts. You've done fundraisers. Lest we not forget this fucking thing that's still on the internet. You guys remember this? From 2015, how is this still on the internet? This is embarrassing.
Hi, Internet. I'm stand-up comedian Josh Denny, and I'm here at West Side Comedy Club in Santa Monica, where I host my monthly show, The Darkest Hour. I try to play hard to get like the fat girl. I'm like, you know what? You guys only call me when it's 3 a.m, no one else is picking up their phone, and I need to respect myself. Do you need me to come pick you up? Because I'm in the car right now. You know, I've been a stand-up comedian for almost 10 years now, and people constantly ask me, Josh, why don't you have one of those hour-long specials on the Netflix or the Comedy Central? You should just go on down to their offices and tell them to give you one. So we thought we'd give that a shot. Here's how it went. Went up to Comedy Central for the big meeting here this morning.
Okay, now, I've got, by the way, maybe one night we'll go through a bunch of old videos like this that I've done for auditions and thinking they were funny. I leave most of them up on my stand-up account. Go to my stand-up YouTube. Bed Monkey and all that shit. It's all cringe as fuck. But all that stuff was done like in the early, the mid 2000s, 2010, 2011. 2015, Josh Denny's like, I'm going to drive up to the YouTubes and the Netflixes. By the way, this is all the Cecil character,
Around a back entrance where the talent goes in.
Where the talent goes in.
Whoa. Hey, man. Hey, Josh.
Sir, can I help you?
So this is AAA by his apartment. How do I know that? Because I used to live in the apartment he lives in. Not in the apartment complex, in the actual building. In the actual unit. When I moved out, he was like, this place is sweet. Can I get it?
Yeah, Josh Denny here for a 10 a.m. meeting with Comedy Central.
Josh Denny does not have a 10 a.m. meeting. Sorry.
Do you have is there like a list or something you could check?
Sir, you're not on the list.
You just know that? You don't even have like a list you could look at or someone you could email or whatever?
Again, his signature sound. By the way, we're at 189 views. It's pretty good for 7 years. The sound is all over the place. He bugged at least 3 people. He bugged at least 3 people to make this.
Yeah, no, I would appreciate it. Must be new or something. I don't know what this is all about.
Sorry, sir, there's no John Derby.
Oh, it's Josh Denny.
Sir, you're going to have to go.
You sure it's not?
Yes, have a good day, sir.
Well, but it could be under a different name. It could be like Jim Gaffigan. You want to look under Gaffigan?
You're not Jim Gaffigan.
What about? Well, you know what? I go under a different stage name sometimes. It's like Louis C.K. It might be under Louis C.K.
Have a good day, sir.
The name of this video is Provoked Crowdsourcing. Now, picture this. He wanted to do a crowdsourced special called Provoked. This has 3 likes, 189 views. He's, for 8 years now, deluded himself into thinking he's more successful than me. I don't know why that's his metric, because there's plenty of funnier, bigger people doing this. You know, I'm but a humble man who makes a living here. But, you know, I certainly have put in my dues to do it. You, motherfucker, are a project skipper. You can't fucking settle. You can't give 100% to anything. You're looking for the fast, easy grift. Oh no, I knocked up my maid. She's pregnant. I don't want to have to be out money for this. Let's get her to kill the baby. Oh no, my tweets were racist and misogynist. So I can't get hired anywhere in corporate America. I'll adopt this cloak of this canceled comic who's fighting back to culture. This anti-woke hero. And now you're like a right-wing guy, against abortion. It's like, sure, whatever. Whichever way the wind's blowing today, don't stand for anything. By God, by the way, is Anthony Cumia pro-life? That dude probably has so many fucking babies stamped out in his life. I can't even imagine. All right, we get it. Someone famous lives in the apartment you used to live in. Yeah. He walks around naked, pretending to be Melton. Josh has changed a lot after the plane crash. He's had Patreons. He's had premium podcasts. He's had censored TV. I don't know what the fuck Gumroad is, but he's got 2 fucking members there. Their cumulative review is 3 stars, which means you have a 1 and a 5, or a 2 and a 4, or 2 3s. Either way, it ain't good. What's going on? We all saw the traffic over at Locals, where you tried to do a show there. It's like, motherfucker, you've had so much shit tell you. Response. Tell you. It ain't working out. You're auctioning glasses and jeans. You begged for money for rent on a social media network last year, did you not? They said you had a Land Rover. I don't know any of this, but somebody said you had a Land Rover. It's like, How redneck rich are you? You fucking out of it? On a TV show on Food Network. That's awesome. It really is awesome. It's awesome. Now what? Now we have a show in Dallas. Can't tell you where. Shh. What's going to happen? Are 3 dummies going to show up and threaten you so fucking much that you guys can't fucking cope? Is Cumia so emotionally unstable that all the rumors are true? He attacks women and children first? Gavin McInnes, I don't know what's going on there. It's like all of you might as well be treading water. Not one of you can figure out how to market jack shit. And by the way, you tried to work at like a fucking management or consulting or, branding team. Will the agency, like Arya? Is it called Will because it's dead? What? How many fucking scams are there? How am I the out of it? Show me the success. The most successful thing by far is Twitter, and who knows how much of that is real. I don't know what a normal ratio is. I don't have a normal ratio. I don't get a lot of likes. But I don't know if 125,000 followers and 50 likes on something is good, or 200 or 1,000. I don't know what the ratio should be. That's why I don't fucking play those games. It's a hard science. You try beating computer nerds and shit. And if you ever see it on my account, it's because one of you motherfuckers bought it and tried to make me look bad, which is how I got up to 100,000 and whatever in 2012, 2013. 14, I guess. They were making fun of you and bought me all the followers as a bit. And they all have peeled off, and I'm down to 11K. So I don't know, man. Maybe we're all out of it. But again, here's a crowdsourcing thing you try to do too. It's like the crowd isn't there. You tried to produce an album on vinyl. The crowds aren't there. What tour are you on that's successful? The crowds aren't there. The crowds aren't there. Look, that's great. You're Anthony Cumia's opener. Ugh. Imagine Cumia trying to do stand-up. Is he funny on stage? Yes, he is. Generally, or he used to be. I don't know what he does now. I bet he does all woke, anti-woke, anti-LGBT dumb, shocking stuff for no reason. He always used to want to say the N-word on stage. Always. He bites. Dude's a cock. Yeah. Oh, God. It is. Look at the face, by the way. Is this your De Niro?
Do I just leave?
Also, this is the extended edition. There was a demand for it. This is just on his street.
All right, so the Comedy Central thing got weird this morning. Unfortunately, we have a later meeting today with Netflix,
So this is a school across from his apartment.
Jesus Christ. Hey, man. Good to see you again.
Oh. Hey, you.
Yeah, I should be
You're not on the list.
I'm pretty sure I'm on the list for Netflix meeting at 4 o'clock.
I'm sorry, you are not on the list.
We're waiting for the Snyder Cut edition. Yeah.
Look,
Sir?
Why is Deep Lilac up?
There is no Jill Denby on the list.
See, it's not Jill Denby. It's Josh Denny. I'm a stand-up comedian. You've probably seen me on television before, or the internet, or
Sir?
the iTunes.
Nobody knows a comedian.
I mean, I don't think you got me mean about
You've probably seen me on the internet
it. Guys, just
or on television before. This is like before the Food Network show, I'm pretty sure. So this is like literally him being like, remember me from Jesselnick, which was like he was in the audience of a TV show. And they asked him what he does, and he's like, I sell Crocs. I'm in the apparel biz.
fucking security everywhere. I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna go out to dinner later at a Mexican place up the street. Are you gonna be working the security lot there too?
Tuesdays.
We've decided to make this thing ourselves and come straight to you, the fans, the consumer. So we're here today to ask you to
I
help.
remember, months later, this show was kicked out of this space and he wasn't allowed to do it there anymore.
Help us produce my first stand-up comedy special called Provoked. But we need your money to do that because we don't really
Don't Google it. It never came out. He took everybody's money and never put out shit.
have any, and the little bit that we have,
Trust me, I know that
we want to keep to ourselves. We're going to give you guys all kinds of great rewards for participating, like getting to watch it when it's done. And, I don't know, maybe we'll throw your name in it somewhere. It says that you helped out and gave money and chose not to send your kids to college so that
This does sum up every effort he puts into everything, though. Like, yeah, maybe we'll give you cool rewards and stuff. It's like, name a cool reward. Name one of the cool rewards. We'd love to know the cool reward.
I can live out my dreams. My parents didn't send me to college. Your kids probably aren't going to turn out all that great. So
You
why not?
remember when he said that I have a trust fund? And then I'm like a trust fund kid? It's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Patrick was a trust fund kid. It's like, okay. Again, do you remember the lima bean story earlier? What world are you talking about? I grew up being chased by snakes and roosters in the middle of the woods. You ever see Jungle Book? That was my childhood. It wasn't even drawn. It was just what happened.
Not pool our resources and do something meaningful? We're here in the green room of West Side Comedy Theater. This is where all the magic happens, where legends like Zach Galifianakis and Dave Chappelle have sat in this crusty-ass chair and thought about what jokes they're going to tell. Or you can even sprawl out on this lovely couch where Chelsea Handler was once finger blasted by the big dude from Everybody Loves Raymond. Pretty magical. A lot of great things have happened here in the green room at West Side, and you can be a part of it too by contributing at the producer level for our project. We hope that you do.
Imagine being able to scrape together 160 views on a video in 7 years and having the gall to have a producer level of anything. Like, fuck.
You can come back here and get a little bit of taste of that Hollywood dream.
Little bit of taste?
Hopefully it's a good taste, because some of the tastes that you experience in trying to work your way through this business are pretty great.
Oh, is he on Cameo? Could somebody search? I don't know. Is that an app or is it a website, I think, too? I don't know if you have to have the app, but if somebody can look, that'd be great.
Gross. I've had all kinds of things in my mouth that I'm not proud of.
Knob Hill was his nutsack production company.
The kind of thing that in this town might get you lunch or get you late.
Okay, cool. What do you think?
Yeah,
Good?
it's fine.
Okay, we're good on that?
Yeah, I think we're...
By the way, we've done more Josh Denny content in the past 3 months than I have in the past 8 years. We are over Josh Denny. And then he came out going like, let me tell you the real story of what happened. Sounded like a little sour bitch. Spouting lies. We all know you're a fucking liar. We all know you either cheated on your girlfriend or you have an open relationship, which is even more embarrassing. Your girl came to you and said, I'm not getting it deep enough. can we fuck other people? I'd rather you fucking cheat. But we have the texts. We've seen the texts. We've gone over it. Ugh. So it's all very cringe. Moral Mountain. Knob Hill Productions. Our producer level. What? Your producer level. Knob Hill Productions, your production company, has 7 subscribers fucking total. I mean, what gives you the gall to have a producer level? What gives you the gall to be like, people want a special? Who's delusional? Who's out of it? What are you talking about? I've never, by the way, I have fucked people over and not put out what I said I was going to put out. I'm still hoping one day I will do it. I do have it. But yeah, it wasn't right. I did fuck people over. At least I stand in that. What's the fucking trail of tears of projects you've got behind you, sourpuss?
You can call me Nannerpuss.
Akarsh Kumar. By the way, that can't be a real name. You got to get it together. Almost at double digits. Seven subscribers. You'd get more Indian spam. I really enjoyed your dance at the wedding, Akarsh. Also, you look and sound like your brother. Holy shit. You really have the whole same Shuby cadence to the way you speak. But you've become quite the little young man. And really enjoyed your ethnic offensive dance. It was very offensive to people my size. By the way, can we talk about the wedding cake? I know Shuby doesn't watch this program anymore now that he has a woman. But nobody wants a banana cake. I spent thousands of dollars to be there. I come in. All I want as an oversized white cis male is cake. I'm here for the cake. I sat through the dry chicken. These are inside jokes for people at the wedding. I sat through the harrowing reading of a poem. I had to hear about a bone disease that I wasn't familiar with. All sad stuff. I enjoyed the wedge salad. The wedge salad was good. But I go to get a slice of cake. Bananas. I almost spit it out at your mom. I was like, whoa. No, it was a great wedding. It was beautiful. My wedding will be nothing like that. I'll probably do it at the courthouse. Low key. Send cash and gifts, please. I'll have an Amazon registry. But I don't want a big wedding. That's too much pressure. I'd rather tell, and by the way, I don't pay for it. Kathleen's mom will pay for it. But, I'd rather just get the check. I'd like to have food trucks and a lesbian officiant. Donate to the human fund. Yeah. That kind of stuff. Too much pressure. Too much. There'll be no religion. I don't like it. It creeps me out. Also, I don't want a woman to marry me. That was a joke. I feel like it's not official. Won't be real. Because I know women make 72% of what men make. So I feel Like I was only 72% married. See how I flipped it around on the patriarchy? Stand tall, bro. If you head over to Knob Hill Productions, 7 subscribers, they put out one video. That Survivors Anonymous, that unwatchable sack of garbage we watched last week. And then 3 other videos. 2 of them are trailers for Unprovoked. One normal, one extended edition. Now, the normal one does have 1.2 thousand views. So, maybe we were wrong. Josh Denny and Chris Rabb, a.k.a. Rabb himself. 37-second video. This is one of the hits. Josh Denny and Chris Rabin, Josh Denny, jerk-off filmmaker. So this is a sketch.
Scene 1, take 2. Action.
Scene 2, take 2. Action.
And this is scene 1, take 3. Action.
You don't have to say action. But yeah, but just whatever.
Scene 2, take 1. Wait, scene 1, take 2. We don't have multiple scenes.
Yeah, we're gonna stay here on this scene.
So he's laughing about how he's trying to make this more professional than it is. Imagine being in the car for that little shit show we just watched and being like, we need to mark the scenes. He's doing claps in the front seat, like special ed. Hey, I'm going to make a special. They killed Nannerpuss for that kick. Wow.
You can call.
Accusations. It was a beautiful wedding. So in Josh's mind, because he's 5 years behind everything, he thinks, holy shit, 2015, Opie and Anthony just ended. They're going to be huge. I don't know if you watched what happened. I don't know if people were fans of Opie and Anthony and watched what happens when they split. But it was... I've never seen two people be such a talent and break apart and be so less the sum of their parts. They're both insane. Like, Cumia was lucky. He had started Compound Media, his podcast, his streaming, because he was into gaming before he got fired. So he had a little bit of following alone. And then he got involved with, the Legion of Skanks guys. And they started having podcasts out there on Compound Media, Creek in the Cave, Long Island City. The episode of Legion of Skanks that I'm on was at Cumia's house. That was in the basement out of Long Island in Roslyn. So, in Cumia's mansion, down in his basement studio where he sings karaoke, built out the podcast studio. Legion of Skanks used to tape out there. After the show, you go hang out at the pool, have some pizza. But yeah, it's way out there in the sticks. So I can say that I was on a podcast with Anthony Cumia before Josh Denny. So just another copying of me as far as I'm concerned. But what I quickly recognized, and the Legion of Skanks guys quickly recognized, he was out of it, toxic, old, probably maybe just racist, actually, and not a good name to tie yourself to. That's why Legion of Skanks went off on their own. That's why Louis J. Gomez started Gas Digital. He's like, fuck this. So Cumia starts grabbing his own fucking idiots to his network. Now, the guys running his network were fucking out of it. All the video looked dumb. They used a big green screen. They're so fucking like, again, everything you would have done 5 years earlier. I think he had people stealing from him. So it got really, really weird. People eventually left the successful shows. The nobodies just got run out. And what's left is a shell of what the idea of what compound media could have been. I'm pretty sure Kumi has left New York City or is leaving New York City. He's just hanging out with all these old men who are just as fucking out of it as him. And it's like, I'm not like, again, I'm 43 in November. I'm no spring chicken. I'm able to watch other shows and go like, wow, look what they did. Wow, look what they did. Kumi is like on Pal Talk in 2005. It's embarrassing. And Josh sees an opportunity. These guys were once giants. Now they've fallen from grace so far, they might even take me. So he wormed his way in with McGinnis. And then he got in with Cumia. And again, if you think, I know what that's supposed to do is make me think very highly of Josh Denny. I understand what that whole thing is supposed to do. What I know is, all it does is make me realize how fucking low Anthony Cumia and Gavin McGinnis are now. Because Josh Denny's your choice? Watch this. This is a compound media show. This is from when? 2 weeks ago? It's Kevin Brennan, Anthony Cumia, and Bob Levy. This is without Josh Denny. But I want you to see him without Josh Denny so you can tell me he's hanging out with these guys cool. You tell me. Here we go. Now he's airing this at the beginning. This is a basic Ken Burns move. Censor TV, Josh Denny, Gavin McInnes, Anthony Cumia. Just scrolling down the flyer, silent. Again, anyone who knows how to do video could do anything better than this. You know, we have better stuff than this all the fucking time.
These lights will guide me home.
This is what he can do. This is what I mean. He's surrounded by dummies and out of it. Why wouldn't Josh Denny be there?
Big fucking story. Here he is. How you doing, Mr. Brennan?
Pretty boy.
Here it is, the fucking double bill right here.
He's still in Radio Land. So this is Anthony Cumia and this is Bob Levy. He looks like a gray-haired lesbian PE teacher, gym coach. Out of it, dinosaurs. Watch this.
These are the guys.
I've never seen this, by the way. 100% truth. I have no reason to lie to you. I've never seen this. Let's just see if it's cool.
Where are you guys going to be this weekend?
I don't know.
House?
Yeah,
My house?
yeah.
I'm not even going to be there. I'm in Orlando, Florida with Gavin McInnes and
this
Josh
week?
Denny.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out right away.
Saturday in Orlando.
I like how Gino's such a baby when
Oh,
Gavin
God. Oh, my God.
I like how
Wait, hold
last
on.
week.
This week, I like how Gino. Okay, 6 words in.
Gino was your 6th word in.
Gino goes,
Who's Gino?
I saw a clip last week and Gino's like, does Gavin think I'm funny? It's like,
Okay, so look at this. basic titles like that come with like shitty broadcasting software. Like no one cares about this. And by the way, it's his 7th or 8th year doing it. It never improves. I'd say it's worse than it was 5 years ago. What's going on? Who's running things? Why do they not have a creative director, art director, someone there with a vision, an image of what this show is supposed to be? It's 3 old men in a green screened room. This is archaic. Patrick, aren't you in a green room? Shut the fuck up. We'll make it red. I don't like that. It's too much. It's very sad. I like Kevin Brennan.
Shut up, you faggots. How about you're 50? Are you funny or not?
I saw the Boston show yesterday. I am invited.
Hold on, is this Gino? So there's a guy here. I imagine a comic, right? Gino Biscont. In hot water. Okay, so he's on Kumia's network okay, so he's in hot water for something. Again, these are like basic generic news titles you would immediately delete out of any software package you bought.
Invited to fucking Orlando. I don't care what Gavin said.
It's also like over the lower third. It doesn't even fit on the ground. Like no one cares there. No one gives a fuck.
I'm invited. You gotta believe fucking and everything they do. I watch like a 5-year-old and I go like this. Gavin thinks I'm funny. And I think he does. I'm insane, but it doesn't. Wait, I'm not sure if I'm funny. Let me text Chanel. Genius. Apparently, goddamn genius. That's how it goes. So, we're waiting.
You're invited? Who paid for the hotel and airline?
I paid for everything.
What?
What do you mean? What is that face?
Nothing.
I'll call Chanel right now.
Did he tell you how much stage time you're getting?
Oh, no. I don't even know if I'm getting stage time. I've made that abundantly clear. I'm there either way.
So I don't even know what they're talking about. I guess all these guys, like, Josh probably thinks, like, if I worm my way in with these guys, I'll start getting booked all over the place. It's like, none of these guys are making money either. Have you seen Kevin Brennan's apartment? It's like a wooden dresser that your grandma died in front of and like rosary beads. It's like a shitty New York apartment. What world are you in? They're different fonts and it goes over the right side border. Yeah, literally you could put the phone number and call in on the top and then Gino Biscont in hot water on the bottom. But no one cares. No one thinks. No one's at the fucking wheel on this garbage. So you've seen the quality of it. Like, again, is it something to be proud of? We watched 1 minute. This is a garbage fire. Oh, is Josh on? Hey, I'm sure this one will work out. This will probably be how you get rich, Josh. No, I'm sure this is the one. We're out of it. This is so hard to watch over and over and over. Hey, want to see the rest of this show? Join the Overdose. I've got a lot more crazy things to say about Josh Denny, and you're going to want to hear them. So join the Overdose now to hear the rest of this show. Okay? Sorry, my voice is gone. It's been a long night. I don't have the energy to really plug it, but, it's worth it. Use promo code Bijou. Save 20%. Send money or dollars or something. Join the Overdose. I don't ask a lot of you, but I do ask it a lot. Thank you.